Now, the most accurate weather forecast in South Texas with meteorologist Juan Acuna.
Hi everyone, welcome back and a very good Wednesday afternoon to you. Cloud coverage on the increase, but after another warm day as we see a live look from Beeville from our Aztec Chevrolet 6 weather bug, and even more cloud coverage off near Kingsville with our Nissan Automotive weather bug out there. Temperatures in the middle to upper 80s with these southeasterly winds at 13 miles an hour. Now, after almost everyone being into the 90s this afternoon, the extra cloud coverage is starting to drop our temperatures a little bit. The exception is up in George West, where they're holding on to 92 degrees, and the water temperature really warm, still holding on in the middle 80s with these southeasterly winds taking over around 8 to 16 miles an hour. The winds are going to lighten up once again early in the morning, and we'll see another round of some fog, dropping visibility to about 2 to 3 miles before they quickly start to improve in the afternoon. But there you have the winds relaxing below 10 miles an hour for a good portion of the coastal bend, with the exception of the coastline. We haven't seen too much of an issue with fog near the coast, but tomorrow afternoon the south-southeasterly winds will pick up again around 10 to 20 miles an hour before relaxing on Friday morning, and then even more wind as we go into Friday afternoon with those winds that pretty much sustained around 15 to 20 miles an hour once again. Evening forecast for tonight calls for the lows into the, or I should say temperatures falling into the lower 80s, again with those light east-southeasterly winds. And again, we're watching this little thunder shower for you folks out in northern Duval County out into Freer. This is a hefty little downpour that's dropping anywhere between about 1/4 of an inch up to 1.5 inches of rain in a very short amount of time, and this is going to continue to move up into the west into the brush country. Everyone else has remained pretty dry, but still around Heavenville, Falfurrias, near Concepcion and Riolito, so you're continuing to see some pretty decent downpours, and this just an indication of all the moisture that's continuing to stream into the region off the Gulf of Mexico, but also into the Pacific as well. And there's a lot of disturbances that are off towards the west of us. It is pretty much a jumbled mist across the entire United States right now, and there's even a new tropical depression 19E that has formed near Baja California, and yes, this is going to end up throwing us some more moisture as we go into the next several days. And we still have remnants of what was Isaac out here, and no longer Isaac, and no longer has a chance of development, but still this is going to move into the Gulf of Mexico and just increase the amount of moisture that we're going to have in our atmosphere. But as we look at the upper levels right now, we're still pretty much under the control of high pressure, but notice right down in our neck of the woods here, that's where we're starting to get a little bit of that moisture beginning to build in as the high will start to move off to the east and northeast, and underneath that dome of high pressure, that's where you find temperatures in the 90s. But as we go off into the end of the week, as I mentioned, that upper high will start to move to the northeast. We'll have that increasing Gulf moisture, so we'll start to look at some straight isolated thunder showers beginning tomorrow. We're already seeing a little bit of today. And then off towards the west of us, disturbances in that depression 19E will all start to move east as well. And as we go into the weekend, associated with another frontal boundary up to the north, it's going to trap all this moisture in place. So it's going to be a pretty damp weekend all across the Lone Star State. And here in Corpus Christi, we are going to be included. So increasing moisture, isolated thunder showers for tomorrow as well. And in addition to it still being warm, yeah, the mosquitoes are still going to be out and about, so use caution there. Low 90s across a good portion of South Texas. Future tracker, as we go into the next couple of days, that's where we start to see a couple of isolated thunder showers tomorrow. I think for Friday night football, everything will be okay. A couple of games might be impacted, but it's after Friday and going on into Saturday that the rainfall really begins to pick up. Some locations picking up around 1 to 3+ inches of rain. So isolated on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, scattered to numerous thunder showers in the forecast, and they stay with us Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. Lee.